Hey everyone, Eric Watson here, freelance writer, player of games, writer of boards, recorder of videos, and tabletop role-playing aficionado. Welcome to Patron D&D, where platinum level patrons and I get together to play at Dungeons and Dragons via Discord and Roll20. These sessions are entirely supported by patrons of patreon.com/roguewatson. Patrons also get exclusive access to private videos, custom 5e content, and participate in monthly DM roundtables. These Patreon D&D games are not live streamed, but are recorded for your viewing pleasure. You can watch more D&D sessions, reviews, and crafting streams on my YouTube channel, read recaps at roguewatson.com, and listen to all of these shows with the Rogue Watson podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts. You can also follow me on Twitter at Rogue Watson and join our official Discord server with the invite link into the description below. Our music is by Kevin MacLeod, and our amazing original character art was done by Jimmy McClure. Welcome to Chapter 3, Episode 3 of our Empire of the Ghouls campaign, designed by Richard Green and published by Kobold Press. This session, I am joined by patrons at Christopher playing Rye, the Shadow Fae Black Powder Sorcerer.
Hello.
Corey playing Lucian Drago, the dhampir Clockwork Soul Sorcerer.
Hello.
Jory playing Io, the gearforged Circle of the Moon Druid.
Hello.
John playing Torben, the bearfolk Ancestral Guardian Barbarian.
Hello.
Stan playing Alaric, the dhampir Death Domain Cleric / Bard.
Greetings.
Previously on Empire of the Ghouls, using magic and subterfuge, the party executed a clever plan to scout the Reaver's Cave hideout and dupe the remaining cannibals. When Bon and Kovac made it inside, Kovac critically stabbed the war chief Skjor, signaling the start of the battle. After a brief but bloody battle, the party emerged victorious and helped themselves to the cannibals' loot, including a magic sword and shield that bore an inscription from Huldramose and an invitation to a blood wedding at a midnight temple. In the Batcave, the party battled a water elemental to seize control of the Reaver's small but sturdy boat and sailed back to the waiting Osprey. Captain Sigurd agreed to take them to Marsh Hollow, a small village near Huldramose, where the party hoped to get some answers. After a long rest in the village, they put their boat to good use on the Shieldfall River, heading east and north to Huldramose. But when the river gets swampy and overgrown, they run into a pair of bearfolk trying to escape from a large, hairy creature. And before we begin, because it has been a few sessions for you, Stan, can you remind everybody what you took as your magic item going into Chapter 3?
All right. I took a Periapt of Health.
If I have that in here already or not. Can you remind us what that does, please?
Pretty much makes Alaric or whoever is wearing it immune to disease.
Good call. A little afraid about what happened, yeah.
Alaric was not influenced of previous sessions.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
No more ghoulism for you. Periapt of Health.
And if you are currently impacted by a disease, it arrests its development until you can get treatment as long as you're wearing it. So that is something that if he wants to hand it off to someone who is infected, it would, for effect, stabilize them but not cure them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, because it doesn't require attunement, so you can just kind of pass that around.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
It is the cleric version of a hold button.
So it is neither an attuned item nor a weapon and armor. Okay, so I'll just leave it in the journal right there. So you all have rested, and even those of you that weren't here last session, you still get the benefits of this long rest. In the village of Marsh Hollow, which I can put you back on our kind of mid-sized overland map, I believe. You are on this map. So following a couple days journey from Reaver's Cave, Sigurd took you to Marsh Hollow. You're able to drop with the new boat you took. I forgot if we named that boat that you earned from the Reavers. Should have written that down somewhere.
There was a name.
There was a name. Brandon's screaming right now.
I think Bond named the boat. I'm not sure if we did.
Yeah, that sounds appropriate.
He named it after the
Oh,
person.
you're right. The Melancha, I think, was
Yep,
the.
mhm.
That's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
good
yeah.
call. Good call.
With the bug standard. We have
Yeah.
the roach standard
Yeah,
flying
yeah,
from the
yeah,
mast.
yeah. I like it. Good call. Okay. Yeah, so you all take the Melancha following your rest at Marsh Hollow, and they say it's only going to be about a 2-day boat ride up the river towards Huldramose. But about halfway through, you start hearing the roar and sounds of some folks in distress, which Torben, you quickly recognize bearfolk yelling and kind of battle cries, I suppose, and all of you can kind of understand the sounds of danger and struggle. But as you're taking the boat up, there's so much overgrown trees everywhere. You're not getting any visibility until you finally get fairly close to what's going on here, and you can see just as you break out of a canopy of swampy tree, a small skiff kind of listing on one side, and you see a pair of bearfolk are on board. One of them appears to be struggling with a just large, frighteningly elongated clawed arm that's just coming out of the tree overhead and has just kind of wrapped itself around one of them, while the other one is trying to wrench her ally free. And I am going to, well, first I'm going to move you onto this map. Oops. And I'm going to have all of you give me some initiative. We're all over the place.
Initiative
Alaric
is the
is
bane of my existence.
Alaric's moving slow today.
Gonna say I haven't had a decent initiative roll in ages, so it feels like extra appropriate that I finally got a good one for this.
When hearing bearfolk in trouble, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'll go ahead and tell you all, I rolled a stealth check on another creature and literally rolled a nat 1. So all of you are alerted to, as your attention is snapped ahead to what's going on, you can see right above the tree that you're passing under, a similar large hairy claw tries to start coming out, where you are alerted to the fact of nearby danger.
So are we still in the middle of the water? As
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, you were on the boat. I mean, it's a swamp, so it's not like you can't really tell how deep it is, but it's not super super deep water. And you've got a kind of a mid-sized boat that could go out on the open ocean even, or can navigate these smaller rivers.
This is the main boat. It's not like we're off on a second, right?
You are on the Melancha boat, right? Yeah, you're on your main boat, so take care of it.
Okay.
All right, that's handy. Ironically, both bearfolk actually get to react first, but they're basically just be doing exactly what I described. One of them is trying to pry the other one free, while the other one is struggling with this large, hairy arm coming out. Boy, they kind of changed the initiative tracker on here, didn't they? I wonder if I can go. Okay, there we go.
It's coming out of the water up, or is it?
The hairy arm is coming up from the overhead tree.
So it's like something behind the tree reaching over the tree.
So the tree is just, it's very, very thick. And I mean, once you guys can look at stuff, a little bit more clearly, you might be able to investigate what's going on up there. But it just looks like a large, hairy form. Your mind instantly might go to like some kind of gorilla type creature, but it just has this really creepy, like twice as long limb, like extending out of it. Which is why it's hard to tell, like, where the, it's like, why could this long kind of a thing? You'd expect to see, like, the creature by the time it's reaching down, but it's still up in the canopy somewhere. But you do sense that there is one right near all of you as well. And in fact, since I rolled so bad on stealth, it kind of like snaps a branch, and the branch comes down and like falls into the water, and you all like look up and you can see what appears to be almost a cross between an orc and a gorilla, but with or maybe even an ogre, but with these claws and super long limbs.
Okay. And so, like, right over, like, the tree to the right of us, then. Oh, to the left of us.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's to the left. And you can tell, especially it's got kind of normal-sized arms, and what you were thinking was its arm is actually like a leg. That's just this incredibly long leg that ends almost like a bird's talons at the end. And Torben, you can start.
Okay. So, and like up in the tree, like out of reach, or like 5 feet up, or?
It is about 10 feet from your boat currently.
Okay.
And one look at those claws and you realize those things can extend 10 feet.
Okay. All right. Well, I kind of want to go rescue the other bear.
Yeah, you do see.
I feel like he's gonna risk it, and like.
Yeah, you're less than 30 feet from their boat.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go in the water and find out how deep it is, I guess.
Okay. You splash down into the water, and you fall about, with your size, you probably fall about neck high. Okay. Like, it's kind of unsettling at first, like, whoa, and then you do kind of find purchase, and you can go, but obviously it is difficult terrain moving through. I mean, you're not quite swimming, but it's kind of, it's slowing you down, literally.
All right, so double movement then, or double movement cost.
Now you can try and jump to get a little bit further into the water.
Oh heck yeah! Let's see what's jumping. It's like
It's like your actual stride square, right?
In feet, I think so. I don't think you can get a running jump from here is the only problem, but maybe you could get because you can't really, run on the boat.
Yeah.
He catapults off the front, and the back end of the boat flies up in the air, and we all
If
fall.
Bond were here, it would literally just be like a
And Lucian's going.
yeah trebuchet effect.
All right.
So that's what happened to
And
Bond.
My strength is 18, so that get me roughly 20 then.
Well, you're looking at a high jump, not a long jump, because it says I think a long jump. Is that right or no?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Or not a height. What am I looking at here? Long jump. If you move at least 10 feet on foot before the jump, yeah. So. Oh, I guess high jump is just going vertical, isn't it? So I guess that's not into play either. So can you not jump at all if you can't move at least 10 feet? It seems unfortunate.
Does he have 10 feet if he started next to me?
Well, the problem is there's like, rows and benches in the way. It's not. There's no like path to jump.
Start. Yeah. Without a running start, would be a
I've seen those parkour guys do it.
9 feet.
Yeah.
So, all right. So 5'10" to get there.
Oh, I see. Standing long jump, you only move half the distance. Yep. Okay. The very next sentence.
10-20 for the jump.
Yeah.
And then
as soon as you hit the water, it would start your difficult terrain.
So 30, 40 to climb up on the boat.
Okay.
I think that's as far as I'm getting.
Okay. From this distance, you see obviously just another one of those creatures up in the tree. And has its claws wrapped around. And you can see the claws are like digging in and doing some serious damage. Both of these bearfolk look like they are warriors, however, is the good news. They are armed, they've got weapons. You can immediately tell when you get this close they are both women. But they are built for combat. They've just been clearly ambushed by this creature. And yeah, unprepared. They look to you though, climbing up there, and at first they're startled, but then they kind of immediately sense a sense of camaraderie.
Okay, I think yeah, that should do it for me then.
All right, Rye.
Seeing Torben go up towards that one, I'm going to fireball the near one.
Yes. But just the tree, flames lick up the leaves and stuff. Although it's all pretty damp, so it doesn't get immediately caught on fire. But the creature definitely gives a growling sound, and you see as this flame hits it. It definitely does damage. It's on fire, but it just kind of lazily smacks the fire out, and you see it is very, very large.
That's my turn.
Alaric.
Okay. Alaric is still a little glass-eyed of just looking around, and he goes, "I'm not a monster. I'm not a monster." And for the first time, you see a bolt of radiant light come out of, when he points his sword to the creature to his left. A radiant light comes out of his rapier and hits him.
Is this our first use of Sacred Flame?
Yes.
Wow.
First time Alaric has ever done radiant damage.
Yeah, embraced it. All right. Dexterity.
Raj's nice.
Yeah. Boy,
shielding our eyes.
That yeah, not expecting that from Alaric. That big lumbering creature does not, despite its ability to obviously work its way around the trees, not able to dodge that blast, and it just growls even more annoyed.
And Alaric is just shaking his head.
Does anyone speak giant?
Nope.
Okay.
It's a negative.
I have a sense that is a large negative.
Torben does.
Torben does?
Yep.
Okay. From a distance, you hear what just kind of sounds like curses But your ears pick up as you realize this creature is kind of muttering a language and saying like, "Food stings." Lucian.
Lucian is going to speak into the earpiece to Torben and say, "Looks like you could use a little help." And he's going to cast Fly on Torben.
Ooh.
This
Exciting.
might make you a little lighter in your feet.
Wow.
The flying bear.
Do you have to get over there to
Now,
touch
it
or-
does have a range of touch, though, that I'm looking at.
Oh my gosh, it does. You're right. I
Dang
thought
it.
that was 30 feet for some reason. Dang it. 5, 10. Okay.
You could make the other bear fly.
That's what I'll do. Retcon that.
Yeah.
I'll just
Too bad, Torben. You went too fast. You were literally turning to like touch him, and he's already gone. Like he's already jumped off the boat.
splash. Uh-oh.
Whoops.
Yeah. Why did I think that was 30 feet? But yeah. So I'll do that on Io.
Okay. Now gets a sense of weightlessness.
And then just step back.
All right. That means our big creature, which is called an Azenbosum, is going to attempt to grab somebody with his long claws. Alaric and Rai both tried to, or both did successfully sting it. And Alaric's a little closer, so it's going to try to reach out its claws to grab you, Alaric. Ooh, but a 13 is not very good. So that long claw comes out, but you can see it's a little bit wobbly from the attacks you've given, and it kind of slips off a branch for a second. It will, as a bonus action, take the hide, which I think, gosh, I never do this as a DM, means it needs to roll a stealth check. Actually, let me do this. What's everybody's passive perception that's on this boat right now? I guess everybody but Torben.
12.
21.
14.
There's something fighting us? 14.
Even you, Io, see this creature deftly blend into the trees. After it misses with that attack, it kind of gives a little... And all of a sudden, it just goes quiet in the trees. And for a second, you're just like, what the fuck? I was just looking at it, and it just is gone from... And you even see, like, a couple of the trees around you, like, sway a little bit as if they were, like, you know, could bear its weight. And it is
Speaking
your
of bear,
turn. What else could bear?
Speaking of bear, well, so the fly, I can control myself, so I'm still on the boat, right? I just will myself to, okay. I'm going to look at all of you somewhat squishies on the boat and say, can I go help Torben?
Just asking
And
permission to leave them.
I'm asking permission to leave y'all alone.
I will
I'll do that.
protect them.
All right. And if I
do
don't
that.
hear any arguments, I'm going to.
Alaric,
um,
not in his normal commanding voice, he'll just say, I will protect them.
I will nod. I will go.
quote Gandalf, "Fly, you fool."
Nice.
So you will see a very odd, awkward moving bear fly up, up and away. And
What's the flying pose for the bear? Are we doggy paddling in the air, or are we doing Superman? What are we...
One paw out in the front, one paw out to the side, just kind of, gliding. I'll glide off the boat.
Like underdog.
And,
Probably looks so fucking stupid.
and with my 60 feet, I can get to that dude.
Wow.
Sweet. All right. I imagine I'm going to dive bomb like a bee and try to bite him from above. Oh crap! I don't have my character sheet open. Whoa.
I will give you advantage on this first attack because this is something this.
I'm regretting not jumping on for a ride because we now have flying bear cavalry.
Flying bear cavalry. Because this creature did not expect the flying bear. It's like the creature from Avatar where it never expects the threat from coming above it. Yes, you have advantage. Just on the first attack.
All right. Got it. A 20?
Yes, that will do. A dirty 20.
Sweet. 7 piercing on the bite.
Okay.
And then I guess I will try to grab onto him with my claws and attack that way.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, another 20.
Oh, yeah.
And that's 12 slashing.
Ooh, yeah, you sink in there and get him good. And at this point now, this other one is sounding very angry and looks at you as a proper threat.
I will... Is he grabbing at the bearfolk?
So currently... yeah, it looks like the bearfolk is grappled and restrained. And somebody would have to use... You'd have to either physically separate them, or somebody would have to use an action to free them, which is a strength check, I believe.
Crap, I should have done that instead. Okay, I'm just going to try to move over here in position. I'm assuming Torben's going to go to try to free. Plus, I'm up in the air, so he can attack below me.
You may.
I'm just trying to.
I was just going to say,
No.
I know that you are conflicted about freeing the bearfolk, but you may feel like just being a big threat in its face may force it to like drop its quarry and turn to you, maybe. So.
Yeah. Okay. That is my turn.
All right. At the meantime, though, these bearfolk will keep trying to help the other one. Which would I just say that was a strength check for freedom? Let's go back to that one. Wow! And seeing the flying bear cavalry and Torben approaching has inspired this bearfolk into just wrenching her ally free from the grasp with a nat 20 on the check. So that was her action to do that. And then the other one will yell out and address you, Torben, specifically in common, and say, warrior, Sif smiles on us this day. This is yours. Just gesturing the flying bear. a gift from the gods, surely.
Yes, my friend.
And feeling emboldened, the one who was wounded will immediately look around and basically grab at an axe and look like she wants to go back into the fight, although she does look pretty wounded. The Azenbosum will turn to you, Io Bear, and growl angrily and notice that suddenly this relatively easy prey has suddenly become much more difficult. But we'll still try to rake at you with its mighty claws. Right.
Oh yeah.
Dirty 21. Doing 20 piercing damage. It's big. And will grab you in the claws. And I also need a Constitution saving throw, because as you realize, its claws seem to be a little bit envenomed.
Oh snap.
You are
What?
poisoned.
Wait a minute. Huh?
Or, sorry,
No.
Can-
Why is it not rolling my con?
but can gearforged be poisoned? But also, can your
No.
bear form be poisoned while you're... This gets complicated.
But it's also so my Constitution saving throw should be +7.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah. And it's only, or wait, is con one of those things that doesn't transfer? Never mind.
I think you have to take the physical of your
Yep,
form, and it's the
okay.
mentals you keep. Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, I think gearforged. I don't think you can actually become poisoned. Is that true? I don't remember all
Double
the
checking. I don't believe I can be.
immune to toxic.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I can't. I don't feel the effects of poison.
Okay.
It's part of the constructed body. I'm sorry, flesh of steel. You are immune to disease, poison, damage, and the poison condition.
Okay. That
I'll just
comes in
drop it in
pretty
there.
handy here, because this creature clearly has some poison in its claws and possibly in its bite. Oh, is it? Actually, if you're restrained, right, from the target is grappled, escape DC 14 until the grapple ends. The target is restrained. Okay, so it's got you wrapped in its mighty claws, even as your big bear form, and it's drawing in, which gives it advantage on the bite. So 25 is looking a little better.
Dang.
Oh god.
Bye
That
bye,
is
flying bear.
almost max damage with its bite. However, you are immune to the description because you don't take any poison effects.
Right.
But
So 14. So I take 9 points of damage as IO.
oof. Yeah, and it seems disappointed when it bites into you and you like shrink down. Torben, you watched a very heroic flying bear charge into this large gorilla ogre creature, and then all of a sudden it just started to rip and tear. Io is still grappled within its claws. Little web symbol on you.
I think my most effective way though is to just go at it. So, seeing his friend treated such, Torben is definitely going to rage. As he sitting right here, I can range him.
Yeah.
Okay. And gonna swing that blade. Oh my gosh.
A rare miss from you. I don't think you missed at all last session. Rolled a 2.
Second swing.
Try not to hit Io.
Oh my gosh.
It's not great, but this isn't an armored creature, so 14 does just cut through its hairy, thick hide.
Oh.
Oof. For 21 damage. Yeah, now this thing is...
Wow.
It finally gives off a satisfying scream of pain as you slash it good right across one of its long limbs. It burns, it bites, it stings. This one, and then it turns to you. I wasn't even food.
Alright, that should do it for me.
Alright, Mr. Rye, you have lost sight of the one that was attacking.
I have, but what Rye's going to do is come over and cast Burning Hands to where he last saw it. So right here, I guess.
Okay.
And like just engulf that whole area. I mean, it's possible that he moved, but it's also possible he didn't.
Yeah,
So.
very true. Give me some Burning Hands. Let me see it. Yeah, you put your hands together and just kind of spread out in the general area where you last saw it, and much to your satisfaction, you do see fur and hair suddenly catch on fire, only just slightly. It looks like it just kind of shifted over, maybe like the other side of the same tree. Whether or not it takes damage, or how much damage, I guess. Let's see, Dex. Woof, yeah, you already know to exploit the Dex for 10 fire damage.
Then I'm gonna move back a tad.
Yeah. Alright, Alaric, thanks to Rye, you've now gained sight of that one. You are muted, by the way.
Grabs the robes of Sister Adeline and says, Wotan, lend me your aid. And surrounding him are about 10 small little winged hussars that are glowing radiant,
Spirit Guardians.
flying around him. So, first time he enters,
This is 15 feet.
mm-hmm.
Speed is half of the area the creature casts here. First time on a turn, it starts its turn there. Okay. I believe it is currently in its turn there, but it looks like it's when it starts its turn.
Yep.
Okay. Let's make a wisdom save. All right. You'll probably have to remind me that that's going on. If we wanted to, we could make a
Yes.
little radius around you. That would help me remember. All right. You've got the Spirit Guardians flying around you. Lucian.
I'm gonna try to drive that mind spike into that one that's closest to us.
Mm-hmm.
Intelligence save.
Oof.
Nice.
That one's really not paying attention. Not one. Saves have not been on my
It's
side.
2d6. Yeah, so he takes 10 psychic.
Yeah, he does. A little bit of a nosebleed, and must subtract 1d4 from the next save it makes before the end of the next turn.
Well, I got nowhere to go, so.
Yeah, get you right where I want you.
Yeah.
All right, so this one has to become subject to the Spirit Guardians. There's a Wisdom save.
Which has that 1d4 deduction.
Yeah, that would be the 1d4 reduction. I rolled a nat 20. But depending on your... Well, I think I'll beat it no matter what, but...
Yep, DC 15.
Yeah. So it'd be basically a 19 is what he made. With his +0. So if you make the save, the creature takes half as much damage. So still give me some damage, it just takes half as much.
Yep, so he'll end up taking 5.
5 damage, okay.
5 radiant.
Yeah, it's not liking that. And you could tell, even though it didn't take much damage from it, it's just really annoyed by all these fucking flying, like, creatures around you. So it kind of hops around the tree, and then despite its large form, it's very adept at hopping around. And it will attempt to grab Rye with its claws. Because it actually doesn't want to be near you, Alaric. 26, Rye.
That's a hit.
For 16 piercing, you are grappled, restrained, and I need a con save.
All right. I also have a reaction, but let me make the con save first.
Nice.
18. I don't know.
Wow.
Did I have advantage? I didn't have advantage. 16. Right?
No, but 16 is good enough to avoid becoming poisoned from its claws.
All right. So my reaction is the Mantle of Blood Vengeance. So the creature has to make a DC 13 saving throw. Dex.
Not Dex. I can't do it.
Taking 2d10 damage on the failed acid damage.
Nice. This is the that cool blood cloak thing.
What?
5.
5.
Not the best from 2d10, but it is 5 acid damage. Now this creature's really annoyed. Like, everything is just keeps hitting it. It's been hit by like 4 different kinds of damage. It growls very angrily and says, "Food, stop acting." And now that you're restrained, it just brings, it clawed at you from 10 feet away and just brings its entire clawed arm and brings you up into its face and just tries to rip and tear into you. For 15 piercing, and I need another con save.
Oh my goodness. I didn't bring a backup character to your session. Alright, you said con, right? You said?
Mm-hmm. Alright, Rye, been doing the sit-ups.
I'm working out.
He got his leg fixed. It's all better now.
That's true. It will take the disengage action as a bonus action, and with Rye, King Kong style, it will take him and go further up into the trees, clearly trying to get out of range of Alaric's thing. How far can it go? I can actually climb that.
It's my white hair. It likes.
Yeah. So it tries to get. It had to kind of maneuver to get closer, so it can't get as far as it wants to. But you can tell it's just trying to take Rye and get the fuck out. Io, currently grappled and restrained by this creature.
Well, let me evaluate my situation. I wonder what I'm going to do. Oh, I know. I'm going to go back into bear form. Does that help with anything with the grapple or restrain?
You know what?
Situation.
Yeah, this is kind of an interesting edge case. Because if you're going from big to small, I had you still be grappled. But if you're going small to big, I imagine that would be kind of tricky. So why don't we treat this as a contested strength check between the two of you? Your strength is you're trying to get out while getting bigger, and his strength is he's trying to reposition to re-grab onto you.
Okay.
So just as part of the wild shape.
Why can this bear never roll strength? Oh my.
However, the mighty creature rolls a nat 20. I think I've rolled 2 nat 20s in this fight, and neither have been on attacks yet. So,
yep.
Something for that.
All right. So I'm restrained, which means my attacks are at disadvantage.
That is correct.
Okie doke.
Oh, you're out of range.
Well, I'm still going to attack. Fight first. A 13.
Just grazes it.
All right, then we'll try with the claws. 14.
Does. You found its AC. Congratulations.
10 slashing.
All right, it's looking pretty bloodied. These things are large and can take a beating, and it's becoming, like the other one, increasingly annoyed at the amount of resistance that this fight is bringing. Both bearfolk now are rallied and ready for a fight, and one of them picks up her warhammer and swings it with two hands. I think she gets his... Yeah, she might have to jump off. Which will hit for 9. And... can also do a bite attack. That's brutal. Oh, there's my nat 20. The one who was grappled swings with her warhammer and then reaches up and just viciously, like, bites at this creature. Tearing into it. And then the other one will do similarly. Alright, game.
Don't forget about the massive damage.
You're right. I just rolled another nat 20 for the bearfolk, by the way.
Yes.
They are so inspired. You're right about the massive damage.
Kill this thing.
My 20s are being wasted on my NPC allies. No. What are we looking at? A con. So I believe it staves off that massive damage. And then we have to do another one for the second. Which... my own rules for that. I think it was either 10 or half the damage. Which the I didn't roll the damage. Oh shit! Damage was huge. 22 damage. That still makes the save. So it hasn't been affected, but God, that is a ton of damage.
DC 10 or half the damage.
Yeah, so 22 would be 11. So it still makes the save on that. But yeah, it took a crap ton of damage. And looks like it is near death now. Now that the both bearfolk have just rallied. Actually, she gets a warhammer bite. Shit, she might just do it right now. She gets a bite attack. That does not hit. Wow. Alright. Now, this guy is absolutely pissed off. However, also near death. So it is going to fling you away, Io Bear, like mightily. So I'm gonna have you. No, you know what? You're still flying, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
So it tries to do a, like, you know, big creature has another creature grappled and fling it away, and it just you just stop, and it's even more pissed off about it. But it will take it's still in the tree. It will take the disengage as a bonus action, and just attempt to just very, unceremoniously just swing and claw its way back through the trees. It looks like it is just fleeing for its life at this point. Bird! And just makes it maybe like there. Torben, you see both bearfolk kind of, yelling and cheering and not looking like they want to pursue, but...
And it just moved away, or did it go, like, up?
It moved... Yeah, it moved away from you all, and it's trying to still stay in the tree, so it's kind of swinging, like, tree to tree. If you wanted to sprint after it, you'd imagine you might be able to reach it, but it's still trying to stay, like, off the ground. But there's not much more up it could go, basically.
Yeah, I'm gonna... So here, I mean, is this like a little bit of land I'm on?
Yeah.
So it's not difficult, or...
Yeah.
Make it there and reach it?
Yeah.
All right. gonna go and he's really upset at this thing now. So rage and reckless, which I should have done last time, but God.
17 well hits. Alright, Torben, you come charging around recklessly and swing that sword wildly, and you think normally this attack, maybe even tricky to find purchase, but this creature's so big and not even really paying attention to you that you are able to just slash it right across like it's Achilles tendon as it's going through a tree, and it just crashes to the ground with a horrible, like, crunching sound and does not move.
All right. That's a relief. He's going to pivot and look at his friends on the boat and take another step in that direction.
Realize you're missing one. Speaking of, Rye, you are currently grappled and restrained by a large hairy creature who's about to run you up the Empire State Building.
So I have a question. Are we under a canopy of trees? Am I in a shadow of any kind?
I don't know where you're going with it, but I'm interested to find out. So I will say that you could probably find a shadow at some point while it's running you through its path.
Second question is, can someone Misty Step out of a grapple?
I think so. I think this has been looked up a couple times in our games, and I think that is the case. I think that's actually one of its best uses, in fact, is to escape from those kind of situations.
Okay, I Misty Step out of here.
Yeah, and I like to flavor it like you're timing it. Like there's light coming through the trees, and it's literally like swinging you through the trees, and all of a sudden it's like the camera's, with the tree branches going in there, and all of a sudden you're just gone at one point. To where it probably goes for a while before it even realizes it, no longer in there.
Now, this does not say that it's an action?
Well, it says you cast the Misty Step spell, and Misty Step, I believe, is a bonus action.
Okay.
Which is also why it's an amazing spell.
So I will do that, and then flip around, finger gun him, fireball.
Pew pew.
18 for 13 fire.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hit him with the backside.
As soon as you reappear, you just turn around and light him up, which gives him a horrible screaming sound. Foot gun! Ah!
That's my turn.
Alright, Alaric.
You ran away with my friend. I just want to give you a hug. Is he up in a tree, like out of range?
He
from
is
melee?
He is up in a tree, but I would say you could probably still melee him.
Okay. Gotta move the map a little hard to see there. So, I think that's the extent of my movement.
Okay.
So I just want to give him a little hug. Just a tap. Come here, hold this.
17, well hit.
And yep. And when he did that, Alaric his eyes kind of flashed dark when he saw him take, because he promised to protect him. And with that, what? It's not putting this in the chat. Oh wait, there it is. The blade grows dark, and he takes another 15 points of necrotic damage.
Oh boy.
As it sucks life out of him. And
Whoa.
Alaric's fangs come out.
Oh boy.
You hurt my friend.
So not all the way good yet. Yeah, that creature's looking really messed up now. You have ruined his day. Lucian.
I'm gonna step up here.
You may be a little confused by what you're seeing from Alaric right now.
Yeah,
I'm getting mixed signals.
Step around the tree and then just do a step back.
Fade away.
Looks like you got this one. No, but I will cast. Take me a second to regain my what I'm seeing and cast Mind Sliver again.
Right, intelligence. Aha! Randomly
Made it.
came up with a good saving throw.
All right. I can move back, so I'm
Full
going to.
attention now. All right. On its turn, it has to deal with the thingamadoochies, flying hussars. Wow.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you
But
on that
take
one.
that. You still got to deal with 9.
Still gonna deal with 9. Yeah. Hardy ass creature. It looks at you with sheer, both a mixture of terror and rage at all the different things that you've thrown at it, Alaric, and yet you also see what it's almost like devolving into a wounded animal in the corner, and it looks like it's gonna reach up and still try and claw at you and save face somehow. And then you see a rush of water and a flurry of javelins come flying out and just impale that creature. And it just kind of slumps down and crashes to the ground. And you see another skiff emerge from just around a tree line. And it's carrying 4 troll-like figures decked out in chainmail and carrying shields adorned with the symbol of Sif. And the leader calls out in gruff common, "These rivers are under protection of the Huldra. State your business."
Alaric will quickly put his head down and growl under his breath, "That was mine," and start heading back to the boat.
They watch you very warily.
I'm still surrounded by radiant hussars, but
Yeah.
I am now a walking mixed signal.
One of the bearfolk chimes up and calls out and says, shields, maidens, I am Inca. This is my sister Olana, and we were headed to Huldramose in the hopes of joining your ranks. We were attacked, and these ones helped save us from these large creatures. And the trollkin kind of just stare for a long moment, then look to all of you and says, I repeat, who are you? And what are the rest of you doing here?
Where are they in relation to the 2 boats right now?
They're nearest the boat you're near now, basically. They kind of came from they came from the direction you're trying to go. From what you can tell.
And there's a hovering bear above all of this.
Yeah.
And, well, that's why I asked, because the hovering bear would put herself in position between their spears and our party.
Okay.
So
Yeah, they look, to their credit, they don't look shocked by a flying bear. So you imagine maybe they've seen some shit. But they do regard all of you with a lot of suspicion and caution.
Alaric turns to Lucian, and he's still got his fangs out. Not ready to talk. Sorry.
You've got a little right here.
It's obvious he's trying to regain composure and is having a difficult time.
Yeah, I'll step up and kind of push Alaric kind of behind me to shield him
Ignore the
from
glowing
view a little
man
bit.
behind
Say, yeah, we are we're heading north. Looking to going to Huldramose ourselves.
Yes, you are on the right river for that, but why?
Look to the others. Tell them, like, as in tell. Oh yeah, I can speak in their mind.
yeah.
These are shield maidens.
They are bearing the symbol. All their shields bear the symbol of Sif, which so far
okay.
anybody who's been a Sif worshiper has been your allies.
Show them the shield and say we return it to them.
Yeah, I'll grab the shield that's obviously sitting in the boat from Rangrid Iron Eyes. Part of our mission is we came across this with a note that says to return it to a Huldramose sister.
Where did
To
you
be
get
able
that?
to aid in this. A little bit to the south, there was a river cave.
You can tell.
We took care of them. It looks like she fell in battle with them.
Yeah, they look like they were even more tense when you brought that out, but with your explanation, they kind of, a couple of them like nod, and the leader still kind of looks very serious but dour and says, this is important, respectful thing you have done. If your intentions are true, then we will bring you to Huldramose, and you may present it to Queen Thorgod. But know this: if you lay any hand or paw on any of the Huldra, we will not hesitate.
You can count us as an ally.
They nod reluctantly, and then they turn their skiff and kind of give the motion to follow, and then turn up north and go very slowly while also making sure they stay within sight of you all. The two bearfolk sisters turn to you and still mostly address you, Torben. They just seem to be more comfortable with that. Say, thank you for your assistance. You are all very strong.
You are most welcome.
hope to become stronger by joining the Shield Maidens.
They seem a noble cause. That would be good.
You will join us north? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, their ship is a little damaged, but nothing you can't just patch up pretty quickly, and at least enough to get kind of the rest of the day's journey north. As you all head north and stay within sight of the escort now that you have. And after a couple hours, you see Huldramose rising up before you. It's a raised town built on wooden platforms directly above the wetlands. Wooden stilts rise above the water in various heights and patterns, forming kind of a tangled web. The entire town looks like a kind of wooden spider with a bunch of buildings on top. But the Huldra navigate easily kind of toward a dock, and your two boats can follow through.
Alaric, when Alaric gets back in, he's spent a good portion of the trip on the back of the boat, and he's shaking, and that bottle of dwarven spirits that he purchased earlier he's taken a few hits of that, and he just, every time he catches Lucian's eyes, he puts his head down in shame.
Oh. Alaric, you're going to have a point of inspiration for the heavy RP coming into Chapter 3. I like the conflicts. From there, once you kind of park your boats, you are escorted politely but firmly toward a longhouse near the southern edge. Get you back on the overland map. Inside, long tables serve as a communal mess hall in one large room, and many Huldra who are sitting, talking, eating, and drinking stop and stare at your entrance. The very classic, organ music playing, everything's going on, and then you walk in through the saloon and everything stops to stare at you all. Most of them are trollkin, but you spot some humans, elves, and bearfolk among their ranks. All of them are women. At the other end of the large room is a raised platform with two carved wooden thrones. The one on the right is carved of dark oak and adorned with ravens. It's currently empty. The one on the left is carved of white ash and adorned with swans. A statuesque elf-marked woman sits on the white throne, wearing a gown of green moss trimmed with silver. Her blonde hair is pulled into a neat braid that spills over one shoulder. Her calm face is marked with a white scar that travels down the left side of her face, only barely sparing her eye. A silver spear leans against the throne. And the Huldra who escorted you kind of has marched up to the throne and then slams her spear against the floor, the butt of her spear against the floor 2 times, and says, Queen Thorgerd, these two come bearing a fallen shield of one of our own. We found them battling some Massenbosom along the river. And then kind of nods to all of you to step up.
Does Alaric recognize this is the throne matching Wotan as a compliment to her throne of Sif? With the ravens?
It certainly seems inspired by that, yes.
So with that, he'd be a little more bold, step up, and say that he is a spokesperson, a spokesman, a prophet of Wotan, and a friend of Sif. And he pulls out the book. We were sent by the Temple of Sif at Jost. Said that you would be allies and help us on our journey.
She leans forward at this and kind of squinches her eyes, but She almost seems annoyed and says, "That is good, but what of our fallen comrade, please?"
On our journey, we dispatched some cannibal reavers, and in their possession, we found this set of valiant weaponry. And there was a note saying to bring them back to here and tell you of her valiant defense of the faith and death in battle. And we have done that.
She nods, and do you lay it on the ground? Do you hand it to somebody, or are you just showing it to her?
Would not put them on the ground; they'd be held out.
Okay. The other Huldra who has been talking and leading and escorting takes them, and as soon as she gets close enough and takes it, she stiffens. And you note there's maybe some kind of connection there as she sees it and looks at the name, and you can see she kind of has some emotion that she clamps down immediately, and she turns to present them to the queen, and she looks at it and reads the inscription to herself and kind of closes her eyes and nods solemnly. It says, Rengrid Iron Eyes. She was a mighty warrior, one of our most trusted and valiant leaders. I am sorry, Hafrid. And you can see the one who took the shield and has been leading you all kind of just give a curt nod. And she says, this is how she would have want to go, Your Majesty. And she says, the queen, but you did not come all this way to deliver this to us. What do such acolytes of Sif need of us?
Lucian will step up. We were told by a trusted source that a great shadow is befalling your land. High Priestess Jagoda. We were sent to aid in any way we can.
Do you show her or tell her about the letter that you found? Yeah.
Oh, the letter. Yeah, definitely.
You know, the one written in blood on human skin.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That you love hanging around.
And hold out like
You tried to give that to Alaric 3 times. He won't take it.
I'll carry it.
Yeah.
I don't have a queasy stomach.
Yeah.
I don't have a stomach, so it can't be queasy.
Yeah.
I would, upon hearing Lucian say that, I would take the note out and also, in a respectful manner, not approach any further to the throne, but hold out the letter for her inspection.
Yeah. The one who she identified as Hafrid takes it from you, not like snatching it, but you're holding it out. So she takes it and brings it to the queen. And and she takes it not even thinking, and then she does, and she kind of feels it and kind of has this disgusted look on her face, and then she hands it to the queen, and she kind of mumbles, and you can hear her mumble and say, it's flesh and blood. And the queen looks at it, and a visible shudder goes through her as she reads this and says, this is a bad portent. We have some seers and augurs who may be able to divine this midnight temple. I confess I have not, or know not of such a thing, but if it is somewhere here in the Northlands, with this, and she holds it out, being such a unholy thing, they may be able to find some trace of it, if that is what you seek.
Is. And what of their names? The devouring worm, or the red goddess?
All dark
Any
gods.
clues?
There have been mumblings of darkness of late. As you said, the dwarf, and she says that, when she says the word dwarf, she almost kind of spits it out. The dwarven reavers turning to cannibalism. She just shakes her head. And if there's some sort of agreement or alliance amongst these dark gods, the Huldra alone will not be able to stand in front of them. This is a most important task you have. But it will take some time. And while you are here, you must, of course, join us. We have... And her voice kind of rises to include the rest of the folks in the back of the long hall. It says, in the meantime, we have a solemn duty to honor our fallen sister. They kind of slam their glasses on the table. A feast, a memorial feast for Rengrid Iron Eyes on the morrow. And they held up like a cheer throughout the long hall. And she turns to you and says, of course, you will all be our guests of honor at this feast.
Solemn bow.
For our safety and yours, we will allow you to stay here within our village. But should you need to leave the guest hall, Hafrid or one of our other soldiers will accompany you. Do you agree to this?
We do.
Absolutely.
Yes.
She nods and says, thank you again for returning this. And with that, she kind of half-rid takes you all and back out of the long hall and down a little few more houses. And meanwhile, she's still getting a lot of like looks and glances, especially those of you from more exotic backgrounds, clearly the dhampir and the Shadow Fae looking a little strange. And the gearforged for sure. And for once, Torben, you're not the strange one. You actually see quite a few bearfolk around.
Would they be able to tell Lucian as a dhampir?
Probably not. It depends on it. I think Lucian usually hides it more than you. Yeah, he probably just comes off as a weird-looking human. As a scarier-looking human. But there's some kind of houses that are more designed for, temporary lodgings. And they invite you in there, and then they bring you food and drink and, basically whatever you all need.
A refill of the bottle, please.
Yeah, they've got some good drink here. So you all can actually get the benefits of another long rest. I can throw your tokens on here if we need to. And on the next day, we can enjoy the memorial feast. But I believe we're going to take a break right here. It's pretty good break time. So we're going to take about a 10-minute break, and then we will come back with the memorial feast.
Head and burn to Spirit Guardians.
Think we're ready to come back from our break. You all enjoy a lovely, lovely long rest following your river excursion and a battle, and meet up with the Huldra. And you awaken to a feast. You don't really know this village, so maybe you don't know if this is unusual or usual activity. But it is a bustle of activity on this day. Freshly slaughtered cattle are set over fire pits, and barrels of mead are filled out and passed around. Cauldrons of foul-smelling brews are watched over by older Huldra, while others bring in cages of snakes. The Huldra are filled with excitement and celebration as they prepare. Many make their way to the Queen's Hall as the sun reaches its zenith, and soon Queen Thorgerd sits upon the throne as the voices die down. And she announces, "We are gathered here to honor the life and death of Sister Rangrid Ironeyes, a most valiant warrior who helped repel a raid by dwarven reavers, and was the first to volunteer for the retaliatory strike. She once rescued a lost hunter from being eaten by a pack of wolves in the forest, and few dared match her skill with the javelin. To Rangrid!" And the crowd cheers and knock back their ales. "Captain Hafrid, please place our fallen sister's sword and shield in the armory until such a worthy shield maiden is found to carry her legacy." And the captain solemnly takes them into a back room. "And now, enjoy the festivities." And you see a lot of the Huldra begin filing outside, and as you all can see, it's like a carnival out here, but for warriors. So there's stations where there's archery targets set up. You can see near the river, they're hauling out these logs that have concentric circles, and they're setting out axes. There's some barrels that have these painted on crude pictures of dwarves that are not very flattering being set out. And you all are encouraged to join in on some of these games, and you're kind of the talk of the village at the moment. Specifically, there is archery, there is axe throwing, there what looks like is hurtling a hammer, and there is a you're not quite sure what the barrel one is, but it looks like it's some sort of game involving a bunch of big stones. Step right up. Who wants to try their hand at some of these?
Is there
Good.
I was gonna say, is there one of those things where they have the whole bunch of the balloons and I could throw darts because I'm proficient in darts?
Proficient in darts. They do not have that one. This doesn't appear to be a kid-friendly one. It's specifically for all these warriors.
You have a claw machine.
Right.
That's more my speed. Yeah. I use mage handed.
So you said archery?
Archery, axe throwing, hammer hurling, I guess. And then there's some kind of game that you could walk up and learn about it, but it looks like it involves the barrels with the dwarves painted on them and a bunch of rocks around. There's also an area that has all these cages full of snakes that look like there's something going on over there.
It has been probably 10 years since I have tried to use a bow. But I'm trying to relearn things, so I will try the archery.
Okay. Does anybody else want to step up with Alaric, you feel like you all could participate in a couple events if you wanted to. You probably couldn't all do like all of them because just you're doing these all simultaneously.
I'll head towards the barrels.
Okay.
I'm kind of curious about the snakes. I just want to see what that's all about.
So, right. Yeah, the snakes.
I think Torben will go with Rye to the barrels.
Alaric just looks at you, Lucian, and just raises the eyebrow.
I think
I have
think
limits.
I think I'll go with Lucian to the snakes.
Okay. Oh, that seems like it's cheating too, because you can't. You need to poison. You get some looks for sure.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's do the archery. So it's just Alaric, I think.
Yep.
All right. So you were literally going to be shooting, and a couple of Huldra, come up and kind of nod at you. All of them, of course, just hulking like trollkin. And they pick up bows. Are you proficient? Okay.
I am proficient in martial weapons.
Okay.
I do not carry one of my own.
No, there's basic ass like long bows or short bows that you can use that are there. I'm trying to figure out what your it would be your dex plus your proficiency. Yeah.
Yep. So it's D20 plus 7.
Yep, and it looks like you get 3 shots. I'll have to pull up the table. So precision. Yeah, 3 shots, and just the better you roll, that is the kind of the bullseye. That's the circle thing you can make it in.
Okay. So 3 shots.
Yes.
Progressively getting worse. There we go. Nice end.
Plus 7 is pretty freaking solid.
Yeah, the first 2 shots were like, how do you do this
Yeah.
again? And then, now I remember.
Yeah, and so an 11, you just get like the outer ring. That's a point. A 10, you miss. You miss the ring completely, but you do hit the target. So at least your arrow doesn't go sailing off.
No innocent bystander harmed in this event.
Yeah, that's worth half a point apparently. And then an 18, you actually hit the 8th ring, which is pretty close to a bullseye. So that's really good.
Good.
That's 8 for a total of 9.5 points. All right, and then we've got holder number 1 steps up to fire 3 shots, and they are, let's see, plus, I forget what their proficiency is. Ultra. I think they had. One, and then proficiency would be. What is y'all's proficiency right now? Is it 2 or 3?
3.
Is it 3 now? It's CR 5. Okay. So we'll give them 4. Their dex is not nearly as good though. They are mostly strong. All right, so 1 roll, 2nd roll, 3rd roll. Okay, so the first one steps up and does a little bit better. 14. 4 and 8. So just for funsies, we'll do another one. Oh boy. 10 is 0.5. I'm reading off a table. 20 and 23 is all very good.
Wilhelmina Tell has just entered the chat.
Yes. Yes. 15, 9, and 22. All right, they basically all do better than you.
Absolutely.
5. Although that one 9 completely misses the target, so that's kind of exciting. There's a little bit of a commotion there. 0 is 10. Yes, Alaric, you come in a respectable 4th place out of 4, but they still like kind of slap, in playful manner, and you get the feeling like had you shown them up, it maybe they would not have been reacting in such a good spirits. But they seem happy that you participated.
And I go start looking for another drink.
Yeah. All right, we're looking at the barrels, which the Huldra call. This is Ryan Torben. The Crown of Kings. And they describe the game as depicting, dwarves of old and their succession and their lines. They're supposed to depict dwarven leaders, but as you can tell, these trollkin are not very fond of dwarves, and maybe some of you who know your history of Midgard would recall, in-universe, would recall that there were a lot of wars fought between the dwarves and the trollkin of this area, and they are no love lost there. And sure enough, they're like mocking portraits. And there are 9 barrels, and there's a stone placed in front of each barrel, but they go from pretty big to hilariously gigantic boulders. And apparently, what they describe it as is there's one of the Huldra taps a rhythm on a drum, and it's a measure of speed. You're supposed to go as fast as possible, picking up and placing these boulders and stones on top of the barrels. So it is a race that involves some strength. I'm excited to see how Rye cheats himself into this one.
Well, I was thinking this would be Dexy, like we would be either like the barrels would be like rolling or spitting or running.
Yeah, your face falls when they describe it. There's just a bunch of stones in front of the barrels. So
everybody can win. It's about the effort.
There you go. You think that without the means of any kind of subterfuge or magic, it would take a series of athletics checks to try to pull this off, and it looks like the first couple stones would be not very difficult, and then the last ones would be more difficult. And the better you do on your athletics check, the faster or slower that you get in the final tally.
And magic is allowed?
You're pretty sure none of the Huldra can cast spells. And
would they detect magical guidance? Like
it depends on how you try to work it out. I'm willing to hear what kind of methods you got. I feel like Ryan would just walk up to somebody's like, "Can I cheat with magic? Is that allowed?" Or like, Ryan, shut up.
So we shoot the barrels or blow them up.
Or blow them, yeah. Can I use fire? I'm really good with fire. When you make an ability check that fails, you can spend a sorcery point to reroll the d20. I mean, I think if you flavor that as, you not trying to look like it's super magical, then you could probably get away with that.
So couple it with a deception check.
Well, not even serious. Just to describe to me, I guess, what it's going to look like. Yeah, so do you want to step up first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Through Torben, how it's done. Flex a muscle.
Right. You can see a lot of the Huldra like nudging and kind of whispering and pointing at you and stuff. The scrawny shadow face.
It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. Twins.
All right. Give me an athletics check. We're going to do this kind of slowly so I can keep track of which ones you're rolling. So don't give me a bunch at once.
Right.
And let me know if you want to
8.
use any of your abilities. Yeah. The first stone is easy, but it's not quite that easy. But you feel like it would slow you down a bit.
Then, yeah. So, I think I try to do it, and then like crack my knuckles. And when I crack my knuckles, that's when I do the guidance.
You like limber up a little bit.
So I'll spend one of those to reroll.
Ooh,
Yes.
very nice. A 19. Let's see, succeed. Okay, so you're actually ahead now. You get a little bit faster. You quickly get that stone up on there. Okay, give me another athletics check for the second one.
No, man! I dropped this one. right on the toes.
That one. You just throw out your back like, ah.
That was the leg that just healed.
Do you wanna throw some guidance on that one, or do you want to just fall on your face?
Yeah. So if before it hits the ground, I can like flip him and try to flip it up through.
Yeah,
Like a spinning throw.
it doesn't look like there's any restriction on like how often you can use this, other if you just have the sorcery point. So yeah, you can just keep tapping into that wellspring of magic.
Oh
Wow, his magical guidance is making this happen. Torben, you are like slackjaw because you see him like you swear you see him just fail utterly, and all of a sudden he just like cracks his knuckles into something, and it's just like nothing. So 19. So you are now going real fast. You are like ahead of the game currently. Give me another athletics check.
16.
16 is good. You maintain your fast speed. Give me an athletics check.
4.
So
So this one, so this one, I more or less pretend like I'm playing around with it, and as it falls, I kind of like kick it up like a foosball, like I'm playing hacky sack.
All right, this stone's about 200 pounds.
With magic.
Okay.
The power of the hacky sack.
Putting on a show, yeah.
All right, so let's see.
So how did Rye break his leg again as they bring him to the cleric?
Well, let's see what his reroll does. We'll find. Damn!
Jeez.
All the nudging and winking and mocking has like stopped. You've like silenced the crowd right now. They're like stunned about what's going on. You're like at the record holder currently. All right, give me another athletics check. You keep going. Whoa! Wow, you are cruising. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're over halfway through now. You're going lightning fast. Everybody, there's a hush has fallen over the crowd. With that, I will give you advantage on the next one straight up because now you like feel emboldened. You're like, I got this. I don't even need the magic. Oh.
No.
But the sorcerer does need the magic.
The sorcerer might need the
That's
magic,
right.
Yeah. Now, I will say, to your credit, again, it's a speed thing. Right now, you're like the fastest. You feel like you were going lightning fast. You could maybe, screw a few up and still be okay. I don't want to tell you what to do, but like, in other words, it's not.
I still got sorcery points.
Okay, yeah,
so,
go for it. Go for it.
He's gonna kick it out.
I'm gonna fucking beat the record on this.
So it's going to go down to 2 sorcery points left. And this one he's going to try to like roll around and do like roll on his arms. Let's see what he can pull out.
Oh!
No, and drops it.
It drops it, yep.
Yeah.
Misery in that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This was the 6th one. So that was not quite a fail by 10. Okay, so you slow down a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. You were still so far ahead that you still feel like you're doing pretty well, honestly. Give me an athletics check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're on number 7.
Oh man. So I think I just look like I'm straining like really hard. And I'm gonna burn another one. I've still one more left after this. 15.
Okay, 15 is good enough. So you maintain your good speed. Still really good. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 more athletics checks I need. You're getting to where the stones are like 350 pounds or something. Like, it is getting real
That's
crazy.
nothing. Ooh.
Yeah, that's going to be a struggle with these big ones for sure.
Does this one slow me down? 'Cause I was like the.
This would slow you back down, yes. You're still ahead right now.
Yeah.
You feel like now this one would slow you down to be kind of like average speed.
All right, I'll burn the last one. Here we go.
Okay.
Gotta pick it up on my knee.
Okay, that allows you to maintain basically what you did. So after all that drama, you come out of it going at you come out and everybody still gives you a cheer. Like, they're pretty satisfied with that, and you didn't break any records, but you performed very, very well, and everybody's very impressed, and they kind of slap you on the back and give you a cheer and everything.
Made it look easy.
Yeah, before we do Torben, let's make things interesting and put a Huldra in here, and I'll roll some of those just so you can kind of see what you're up against here. They've got a +3. Actually, you know what? Let's have somebody else roll it, so I'm not always rolling these. Who hasn't gone yet? Dory, give me some D20 checks with a +3, and do them kind of slowly so I can keep track.
So just a 1d20 +3?
Yes. Ooh, okay. So 6 is slow. All right, give me another one, please.
13?
13 is a maintain. All right, another one. Number 3.
Nat 20.
Nat
23.
20, yeah, is above 10, so allows you to go way down to 2. It's a very complicated system of having to track all this. So yeah, you see the Huldra like just suddenly just find the strength and speed up a bunch after kind of a slow start. All right, keep going. Number 4. Start grabbing those boulders. They get heavier.
18.
Ooh, that's also good. Now she's going really quick, and now you see a hush goes across as this one's speeding up to lightning fast. All right, keep going. Number 5.
Oof. 9.
Ooh, a 9. Okay, she kind of stumbles a bit, almost drops it, but gets it back up there, slowing down a bit. Still currently going faster than Rye, however. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give me another one. Number 6.
6.
Ouch. That is painful. Slows down to Rye speed currently. All right, give me number 7. Not Rye speed.
15.
Okay, she maintains. Number 8.
Nat 20 again.
Ooh.
23.
23. Suddenly she picks up the speed, and it looks like she's going to do pretty well. Give me the last one.
Dirty 20.
And a dirty 20 allows her to... wow, actually did really well. So that is by... Likewise, succeed by 5 to 9. Yeah. So suddenly a giant cheer goes up in the crowd, and they declare her like one of the fastest that's ever run this program. So Torben, you are feeling the pressure now as you step up.
Sorry,
to the
Rye.
plate. Yeah.
I mean, I have a strength of 1, so.
Mm-hmm. All right, Torben, you can run through. The drum starts.
Oh,
right out of the gate.
+7.
You didn't stretch first. God, yeah, it's +7. So that is a slow start, but that's okay. The Huldra started off slow too. All right, give me some more. You're currently muted, by the way.
There we go.
Nat 1 into a nat 20.
Bookends.
Yeah, you just took a second and now found yourself. So that is +2, so you make up for some lost ground on that one. All right, and I'll give you advantage since you rolled a nat 20 on this next athletics check.
Oh my.
That is a bit of a struggle. Slow back down a little bit. All right, give me another one. 9 on advantage. So you rolled a 1 and a 2? Yeah.
Yeah.
When a 2 becomes your best roll on advantage, that's not good.
Yeah.
All right, 19 is good. Give me the other one. 14 is perfectly acceptable. So far, you're doing very well, and you hear some, like, you know, a few cheers from the crowd. Give me number 6. Okay, you get some more cheers now. Number 6 is 13. So now you're going really... Now you're starting to catch some excitement in the air. Give me number 7. Ooh, he maintains that fast speed. Give me number 8. Oh, shit. Now you hear everybody screaming on their feet, like just yelling as far as they can. Give me the last athletics check. Oh, nice. You come in and just barely beat the other one, and the yells and screams of the crowd just go up. And you see, like, one of the sisters of the bearfolk that you had rescued, like, comes up and just throws her arms around, gives you, like, a big bear hug.
For barely winning.
That's right. Thank you.
Rye shoots up some firebolts into the air for like fireworks.
You hear sudden startles, but because a lot of the Huldra are drunk, they probably enjoy that. And Torben, you can have a point of inspiration.
Thank you.
Alright, that was a win. Alright, and then we've got the snake handling. A lot of the areas are very much like a carnival atmosphere. They're having fun, they're laughing, they're drinking, and all that. Lucian and Io, you note that this area is roped off from the rest of it, and kind of kept away. And you get a feeling, and Io, you probably would know as a druid, the snakes are purposely being kept away from a lot of the heat and the excitement and everything, and they're being kept a lot more calm. And the area is roped off, and this whole area just seems like it's treated with more reverence. There's no drinking going on here. Everybody seems a little more serious. You think like maybe this is maybe a little more ritualistic in nature. And when you step up, the Huldra, they have this giant cauldron that's being, worked on, and then they're spooning out this foul-smelling concoction into bowls, and then giving those bowls. And she explains that this is a sacred ritual we do with every feast. One imbibes the mixture and then must maintain their inner peace and calm while the serpent, or serpents, if you're feeling daring, are draped upon you. And they nod and make sure you're okay with this. However, she turns to look at you, Io, and kind of cocks her head and says, "You are not of flesh. Can you imbibe?
Hmm.
I can't participate in that way, but I am human on the inside. May I sit with my companion and interact with them?
She kind of looks at you, Lucian, and just nods and says, I think that would be okay. And you get the feeling it's because you treated her with such respect and reverence that she's allowing this. Lucian, they pass the bowl over to you, and it indeed smells very foul. And they tell you to.
But I won't.
They tell you to drink it up and then
I'll
step into the area.
Hey, down the hatch.
And as he's doing that, and I'm going to go in with him, I'm going to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay. Do you make it obvious you're doing this, or do you try to do this on the down low?
It's just vocal and somatic, so it's not. I don't want to be flamboyant about it. I really just kind of want to be very low key.
Dear snakes, I beseech thee.
Yeah, I'm not going to be an orator standing on top of the. Yeah.
Yeah, you get the feeling that they've seen a lot of things, but they're also they may be, you know how they would react to just outright magic being thrown left and right.
Mm-hmm.
Although they seem to enjoy Rye's fiery pyrotechnics earlier, but that was in a moment of jubilation. Okay, you cast Speak with Animals, and it'll be up to you. But right now, the snakes are being kept in the cage, and they seem very docile, and none of them are really speaking or anything. And they're being kept. You understand they're. This isn't like a circus condition where they're just horribly treated. Like the snakes are very much like this is respectful, and they're trying to do right by them. The Huldra seem to know what they're doing in this case for handling them. All right, Lucian, give me a con saving throw as you drink this just horrible liquid that you immediately want to retch back up.
Yeah. Where are you? 14.
You don't think a 14 will work out pretty well for you in terms of being able to stomach it. And you would take on the poisoned condition.
I notice that he's visibly not okay, so
You're
I will tend to
experiencing
him.
discomfort.
I don't believe you're reacting well, so I will kind of reach around and put my hands on his shoulders to check on him. And as I do, I will cast guidance on him.
Okay.
Try not to offend them, and this is what I get.
Yeah. they honestly, they kind of just smile at that, and you see a couple Huldra with and then not like some of them are sitting calm with the snakes, and others are just kind of like freaking out and some of them are vomiting. Like you get the feeling like it's they still have to undergo the same thing, so they don't think actually bad of you kind of being upset about it. And other than the other areas where they would be jesting and making fun of people not doing the thing, this one is treated with much more respect. It's like, hey, if you can do this, great. If not, try to power through it. One of them, who is handling the snakes, comes over to you, Lucian, and says, she's an older, and she says, "How many snakes would you like, sweetie?" "The current record is 4.
How many do you have?
Wiping the spittle from his mouth.
Yeah.
I could do this all day.
I love that response.
Yeah,
last time I did 3 snakes. I don't know.
Let's just go for the record. Let's just go 5. Why not?
Yeah. She.
These are all like similar sized snakes
Yeah.
that I can see. Yeah. I mean, the 5th one's not going to be a giant constrictor, correct? Okay.
That would be funny too. Yeah, it's a Pokemon there, and they're like, well, they get it from a different cage. It's like 3 times as big. And the 5th one is free. All right, her eyes glisten. Her eyes glisten with kind of a mischievous look, and says, trying to impress your sweetie. And then goes back to the cage and just starts like lifting out these snakes, which are pretty docile. They're not, they've been kept pretty calm. And puts them and attempts to kind of drape them all around you. These are anywhere from 2 to 4 feet, which is pretty big for snakes. And awkwardly trying to place them around kind of your neck area, but you might hold up your arm and it kind of, or maybe like in a lap or something. And the whole time you're feeling like nauseous and queasy inside as well. Like it's not a good feeling. What I need from you is an animal handling check to try and remain calm and not to agitate the snakes.
Is it possible for me to talk to them to keep them calm to help him?
Lay it on me. Tell me how you describe this whole scene.
So as they're being placed on there, I'll kind of look at them and I'll say, hello. My name is Io. Are you well cared for?
Some of the snakes look pretty groggy, but 1 or 2 of them kind of flick their tongues out and glance at you and says, "Yes. Get food.
That is my friend, Lucian. Please take care of him."
You can give me a animal handling or persuasion check with advantage.
Oh, that's definitely going to be animal handling. I say that and watch me roll 14.
They a few of them that are paying more attention to you, they kind of are you just leaning over? Are you in physical contact with Lucian, or what is your body language?
I'm sitting like right next to him, almost like trying to be an extension of his body.
Okay. A few of them actually slither their way towards you and kind of onto you, and they hiss out and say, "You are so cold."
Is that good? I'm like you.
You can see them kind of shiver. So cold. You just see they seem just mildly. I mean, they're not like mad about it, but they just seem curious more than anything. Like they've never experienced a mechanical being, I guess.
And I'll make sure that my arm is kind of almost like draped inside Lucian's so that our arms are kind of intertwined in the middle.
Okay.
So they can move freely between the 2 of us.
Yeah.
Holding my hair as I'm throwing up.
Indeed. Yeah, and you're pretty. And at one point, one of the Huldra, they're distracted by helping other people, and you see the old lady kind of snap over and say, "Hey now, no cheating, taking on some of the snakes yourself."
I'm not taking them. They're just moving freely of their own will. They're curious.
She just kind of grumps. All right, Lucian, give me an animal handling check. The DC goes up per snake. However, it has gone down because of Io, and you are also poisoned, so it's a disadvantage, but you also have guidance. So there's a lot of fucking modifiers going on right now.
Well, I'm gonna throw another wrench in your works here.
Okay.
I know this is not written this way, but I don't know if you'll allow this somehow narratively, but
A predatory charm. You can magically beguile the mind of a creature you can see within 30 feet. Are you about to seduce a snake?
I know it's not charisma check, but yeah, I'm trying to get that first one to kind of like me. Maybe he'll tell the others yeah, don't bite this one. He's cool.
Yeah.
I love this so much.
Nobody thought of character creation of using predatory charm.
He is a snake charmer.
So do what you will.
You have
with
advantage
that.
on charisma checks made against the target.
I know it's charisma, so
Yeah, I see. If any of your allies attack another target. All right, so you're trying to use your effect to make it more. No, I like that. Well, I tell you what. Give me an advantage charisma check, and it'll be a pretty low DC, but you'll just see if basically this effect seems to work.
Oh, check.
Yeah. That's.
Oh, wait a minute.
Do you have your clockwork
magic?
thing?
I do. I have the magical guidance.
My goodness.
That is for checks, right?
Yeah. This is a.
Sorcery.
Yep.
I think so.
I'll use a sorcery point for that.
This is the most insane skill. There's so many factors coming in. Wow.
Oh, nice.
All right. That does seem to work and lower the DC again. So you talk like a snake out of it. That you think you've calmed him down. Give me an animal handling check for basically like 2 snakes worth.
Well,
You are poisoned, but let's see, what did I say? You have poison, so it's disadvantage, and then you have guidance from Io.
So that's a D4.
Yep.
so 15.
One, you do really well, but you also you get a little bit queasy, and your kind of leg kicks out, and that last snake fucking just clamps on and bites you. And it deals like 1 piercing damage. And you get a sudden vision. You don't know if this is some kind of the snake doing this or the concoction doing this or some kind of combination of things, but you suddenly just convulse, and all of a sudden you are running through a dark forest. You're scared, you're terrified. Hands are reaching out from you, ghostly hands in every direction, and whispers and moans fill your ears from hundreds of voices around you. You finally burst through a clearing, and before you lies a great yawning pit into just a black void. The ground shakes all around you, nearly pitching you forward into this abyss, and then arising from the dark beneath is a building, and its spire reaches up to the sky like a clawed hand grabbing onto the sky and pulling this large temple from the ground. And then you black out. Io, from your point of view, you just see Lucian literally like eyes roll in the back of the head and starts. It's a scary looking effect. You're like, what the fuck, and just starts convulsing. The Huldra around don't seem concerned about this, however. And one of them, sees your concern and comes over and says, "Oh, looks like he's getting a bit of the sight. That can happen. You'd better take him somewhere calm. He'll wake up in a few hours." And they start lifting the snakes off of him. "He did add below 5 snakes. My goodness. Oh, please, what was the young man's name?"
Oh, is. His name is Lucian.
Yes, of course. Lucian! Lucian has gone 5 snakes, everyone! And they all kind of give it's like a golf clap. It's very respectful. There's no cheers or anything. But it's also kind of a mild clap because he is like convulsing and clearly having an episode.
If I'm able to carry him, I will do so.
Yeah. It's very weird. He's kind of somewhere between conscious and unconscious. Yeah.
2x4.
But yeah, you can help him out of there. But you can see there's a couple people that are kind of having similar episodes. It's not necessarily a unheard of thing, but yeah, that was pretty scary little event.
Wasn't there a
I
ring
didn't
toss?
think it was possible that Lucian could drink more than me. That was unexpected.
As we're moving away from the area, I will just say to the snakes as they're being taken away, thank you for taking care of him and helping him see something.
Mm-hmm. They just kind of all collectively nod at you and say, "Sorry about Steve. He's kind of a dick."
I will just kind of chuckle at that.
While you are escorting a unconscious, not really lucid Lucian, Io, your superior perception catches out of the corner of your eye a Huldra kind of off in an area that nobody's at, and you see her like furtively glancing around and then ducking behind what you notice is the large Queen's Hall building.
I track and I will communicate to the rest of the group. I'm sort of have my hands full, literally. Can you all check that out? I'm going to watch over Lucian. Something happened to him. And I will direct the rest of them to where I saw her.
Okay. Yeah, these were all... I'll say all these events were happening about simultaneously, so about the time that she's leading Lucian away, you're all probably having wrapped up your various events.
Alaric would run past the mead tent, grab a tankard, and run towards where Io said to go immediately.
Just sloshing around.
Just running and doing this as fast as he can.
Like a
We're trading
marathon.
one vice.
Just grabbing them and going as you run.
We're trading one vice for another vice.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That's awesome. So as you do you still go full blast, or do you start like slowing down at all? And are the rest of you, Torben and Rye, coming as well?
Yeah, we start heading that way.
I'm not going to go around a corner hard tilt. I'm getting to that area, and then I'm going to start going into more of an investigative, seeing if I can find that who she described in that area, and see if I can find out what in the world's going on. I'm having flashbacks of that ghoul spy that Lucian the first time Lucian used levitate, and I'm just that's what I'm thinking. I just keep seeing that spy over and over again.
Yeah, you meet up with Torben and Rye and get to the... And again, all the festivities are clearly in certain areas. They're all like in the main, walkways and thoroughfares and stuff. The one snake cage was a little bit out of the way, which maybe is why Aya was able to spot this happening in this other section. But this is an area that nobody's at right now. And you meet up with the other two, and you turn a corner, and you see just a lone trollkin Huldra is approaching what looks like a fenced-off area of the marsh. Of the marsh area, and it's down further. I described the towns up on stilts. So you all have probably gone down a little bit. There's a pathway or something to where you're more level with the actual marsh wetlands. And there's a fenced-off area that's kind of nestled behind the Queen's Hall building, and then like some other buildings to where it's really tucked out of the way. How do you want to go about this?
Hello, is this where where we can get refills? I think I lost the mead tent.
The Huldra immediately spins around in alarm, and then I'm going to say it's just you ahead of the other two right now. Maybe they're staying a little bit behind you. So she just kind of smiles and says, "I'm sorry. I must have taken a wrong a turn. Surely we should go back to the party right now." And Alaric, her voice sounds very weird to you.
Maybe a Darakul accent?
And while she's talking to you, I need a wisdom saving throw as she's talking and also clearly gesturing with her hands, and you feel a magical effect coming on.
Is this a magical effect casted by someone who's undead?
No.
Not undead. Okay.
Not undead.
Okay. Darn. Saving throw against what?
Wisdom. I'm trying to find where that character sheet is. There we go. Alaric, you feel a sense of calm come over your mind. You sense that maybe it's the buzz of the liquor hitting you, but you think that this particular Huldra is surely one of the friendly ones that you might have just shot like arrows with, or something, and maybe it just you don't know why I wanted off, but had just suggested that maybe they just took a wrong turn and that you should head back to the party. And Torben and Rye, you all come around, or you're at the corner right now, and you kind of see Alaric talking to a Huldra, and I'll let you all take it from here. But clearly, you're now Alaric. You feel like this person is just one of your buddies from the feast, the fair.
I guess we catch up and say, I guess talking to Alaric, like, hey, what's up? What's going on?
I found one of them behind here. I don't know what Io's concern was, but I think I need a refill.
Just kind of swaying a little bit.
But she's still there. She's still there.
She's
or
still
is she
there.
Now?
Nope, she's still there.
Okay.
Give me an insight check on Alaric, probably.
No.
Yeah, he's probably just drunk.
Now's not the time to worry about your placard.
When is?
Fair point. Fair point.
And Alaric would just go, Io, I found somebody. I don't know what the problem is. I'm going back to the meat tent.
Would I be concerned over the tone that he's taking or anything? I mean, could I read anything
Give me
through him talking to me?
Yeah, give me insight with disadvantage since you're not physically in contact with him. But I will give you some insight just at disadvantage so you can try to tell if he's acting a little weird.
19.
You know Alaric pretty well, and it definitely seems like something is slightly amiss. You've never seen him to be so imbibed that he would dismiss your concerns.
Okay.
And this would maybe cause you to be a bit alarmed.
Torben, something happened to Alaric. Were you with him? Something's wrong.
He was ahead of us. He got to them first, and I didn't hear what he said.
Well, something is wrong.
With Alaric? He's drunk.
No, this isn't
Again.
drunk.
Drunker.
They whoever that is did something to him before you got there. Who is she?
Torben will turn and ask, "Who are you? What did you do to him?"
She kind of glares at you for a second and then kind of breaks into a smile and says, yes, very concerned about your friends drinking. You should probably help him. And again, she's kind of making some gestures and mumbling some words. I need you to give me a wisdom save. Rye, though, you can tell she is casting a spell, regardless of what this wisdom save is. 13. Torben, you feel like the words make sense, but there's a little bit of venom behind them, some kind of manipulation to where you kind of see through. And yes, Alec, you barely just missed the save.
I barely missed the save.
Barely, yeah. And Torben, you at the same time, Rye, you can tell she's casting a spell. In fact, you would probably know without even an Arcana check, this is a very simple charm person spell. And Torben, you are able to shake off these effects. You feel like there was some manipulation behind those words. Yeah, go ahead.
What can I tell about her demeanor? Is she
Give me an
Threatening?
investigation check as you look at her.
Ooh.
Looks like just all the holders are just kind of looking too similar for you these days. Nat one. Her demeanor is growing concerned now, I would say. Before she was very friendly and things, and now that especially like Torben's still like staring, maybe shaking his head or something. Now she's growing agitated. And her voice kind of rises a little bit, and she says, I think you need to leave me alone.
Torben is going to step towards her and say, I think you need to come with us.
When you
Is
say...
she drinking too?
At that point, I slap Alaric on his back. It's like, snap out of it, man. Knowing that it's a spell.
Yeah. I'm trying to look at how...
I don't know how much damage I do, but maybe a little.
I don't think it's damage. That's what I was trying to look. I don't think it's damage based. Until your companions do anything harmful to it. However, what happens is, Torben, when you step up and say you need to come with us, the Huldra glares absolute daggers at you, and her mouth opens, and then it like distends creepily like another few degrees to where you're like, oh, that's not right. And then this cold breath exhales from her mouth and kind of blankets you in ice. And I need a Constitution saving throw. Oh shit, that'll come in handy. Torben's reminding me, he has a thick coat. I need a Constitution saving throw from you and Rye. Alaric, I will let you decide. Were you still hanging out with them, or were you like halfway back to the...
Well, Rye did say he just clocked me in the back.
That's
so
true. That's a good point. That's a good point.
I'm pretty close to him. I'm going
to include you to this,
which is
going to shake off the effects. So yeah, you were all pretty close. So please give me a con save.
Oh, I'm really good at those.
Hey!
Hey,
actually,
I got one.
You are all very good at con saves, it turns out. So that is... you all take half of this 66 damage, which was 16, so you take 8 damage. Torben, you would take half of that as being resistant. And you can see while she was doing this, in this kind of like cone attack, this freezing fog was just billowed out everywhere. And a number of small icy creatures seem to like spring up in its wake. And as they kind of surround you, the fog envelops her, and she gives off a angry, just hissing sound, and seems to pull away. I need to put something on this map.
You said the fog kind of envelops her?
Yes.
Okay.
And she seems to seemingly disappear when that happens. And these icy creatures are these small little, like icy chunks of it, and they immediately like surround and try and claw at you all. But the three of you are able to fight back and dispatch them fairly easily, even though they kind of pop and burst out their little icy spikes. I'm montaging this battle because you're kind of a split party right now, and it's kind of trivial. However, when you look around, you see that the figure is gone, but crumpled on the ground, maybe in her hasty escape, you find a crumpled note, and when you unfurl it, it looks like a map. And the map depicts the region that you're in. You can point out, like, hey, here's the river we came up in, and the town you're in is circled, and then there is a path leading basically kind of back down the river and then over east a little bit, and then there's depicted as a bunch of stones in a circle near that path. There appears to be no trace of this figure.
Would that be something like here?
It sure would.
Okay. Alaric's just shaking his head. I didn't think I drank that much.
Several Huldra come running in, who look like they are, specifically weren't in the festivities. They look like more armed and guards, and they come charging around the corner and look very alarmed at the fact that you are here, and just say, "What are you doing back here? This area is off limits."
Not going to disagree. But those ice chunks were here before we were.
Yeah.
And they weren't ice chunks a minute ago. And he just kind of looks at Torben. He made them into snow.
Yeah, for all they know, one of you just blasted something with, cold.
We followed someone suspicious. She seemed, I think she was disguised or shapeshifted or something.
Had
She
some
cast-
dental problem.
Cast spells and then disappeared.
They seem very concerned about this. They ask for like
dental problem.
Yeah, they ask for
jaw
descriptions.
comes down.
Yeah.
Cold breath. Made a bunch of walking icicles that Torben turned into snow. Rye melted a few. So
They tell you to come to see the queen basically immediately. And you rush to the queen's hall, and she's in there just kind of she's not on the throne or anything. She's just talking with other Huldra in the area, and they're kind of laughing and enjoying themselves. And then as soon as you
we just got called to the queen's
principal's office.
throne room. I might need backup. Because Lucian talks better than I do, and this could go bad. Where's Lucian? Lucian.
I look around. Can anyone wake him up?
Do you come into the hall with him like that?
Yeah, like I'm carrying him.
You kick open the doors and you're just holding it like lightning flashes behind you.
Like the Terminator.
Yeah. A few of them kind of actually chuckle at your distress, but they bring him over and kind of they have some other kind of foul-smelling salts or something they put under his face to try to rouse him. So Lucian, you're starting to come too, but the rest of you can, and the Huldra clearly, and Captain Halford's one of them who was escorting you all there and seemed to be in charge of the security, and reports to Queen Thorgood that you were found near, and she says she's about to say something, and then she catches herself and glances at all of you. Said, "Near the site. Your Majesty, there was an incident. Some creature," and she looks at all of you, "it looked Huldra, was there with some powers of ice."
Don't forget the dental problem.
Mm-hmm.
That the jaw just kind of came unhinged and stuff.
Yeah, and the queen says, "Oh, this is bad. It is starting to get too large to hide. And creatures of ice from the north are usually bad. Do you have any other clues?
Torben, just, without any tact, just holds out the map.
Yeah. We found this.
Negotiation Team B is now on duty.
Yeah.
Torben's a new rye.
Yeah, take this, it, please.
This little tiny artifact.
Yeah, she.
Alaric makes sure the robes are inside the armor.
At first, Halfred looks very insulted that you would hand something directly to the queen, but then the queen just takes it and kind of waves her off. It says, "They are near the standing stones, perhaps. That would be a good place to investigate." And she says, "Halfred, you were saying recently that you have spotted some strange fae in the areas in our lands recently, were you not?" And she just kind of nods. Says, "Nastil to goblin-y creatures from the north."
Ray's a nice guy. I mean, Ray's a nice guy. That's not nice to talk about him like that.
I'm still coming off of it. By the way, Alaric, you felt when you were damaged, you did feel like you all the charm person effects come into play. Like you felt like you were manipulated, and you knew how to spell cast on you and all that. And Halfred says, "We can send an army, my queen, and deal with any threats that are there. We must protect the site." And
how groggy am I at this point?
yeah, you're very groggy, but you're coming through. You're probably near the same level of Alaric in a different way. You kind of waking up in like a terror sweat too. Like you experienced.
Yeah, I was gonna say I probably shot up.
Yeah. Just breaking this tension with a blood curdling scream. Everybody jumps.
Alaric hands him a drink. There you
go. I don't like any of the drinks they prepared.
All right, sorry.
When she stuttered there and caught herself, I would like to cast Detect Thoughts.
Ooh.
With my medallion.
Yeah, you have to remind me how Detect Thoughts works. Because I think you can just automatically read a lot of the surface thoughts, and then you have to make the check to actually like go deeper.
Yeah, I'm not going to go deep. I'm just going to go.
And they don't know that you're reading the surface thoughts, right? They only know if you go deeper.
Correct.
I think that's right. Picture Inception. People talk about going deeper. Detect thoughts. You initially learn the surface thoughts of the creature, what is most on its mind in the moment. That's a great time to be able to do this. And then, if you probe deeper, the target must make a wisdom saving throw. So I would say, if you're not going to probe deeper, then they would not know that's even happening. And because you're all groggy, then they probably don't even know to... Well, the fact you just gave out a blood-curdling scream for a moment, they wouldn't know that you're casting a spell. What you hear her thoughts are saying is, over and over, she repeats the world tree. The world tree must be protected. If there are any enemies that have discovered it or suspect it, or maybe its magic is starting to attract creatures, but we must protect it at all costs. And then another one of her surface thoughts is that she's thinking maybe these newcomers, maybe it's a sign from the gods that they help us in this task.
And Alaric would have clued when she said army. He would have sobered up pretty quick on that, and just looks at the queen dead serious. Do you need something destroyed? Something killed? I'm sorry. The drink keeps the monster at bay. But if you need something taken out, we can let it out to play.
Alaric is now the Hulk of the party. The queen says the Huldra have many enemies. These are wild and dangerous lands. And there is something very dear to us and to us all. And she kind of splits her arms to gesture to all of you. That needs to be protected. And perhaps you all would aid us in this task in for us helping all of you divine the location that you seek. We are, of course, no strangers to battle, but I suspect neither are you, and perhaps a smaller force would be more effective here.
I will put Lucian down, so he's standing on his own 2 feet now.
I've been holding it this whole time.
Like a baby.
Um,
I was just sucking my thumb. After
And,
that nightmare.
I will put Lucian down.
I will speak up and say, you have shown us kindness as strangers, and it's only fair that we aid you. We came here to stop the evil from spreading, and perhaps that means helping you.
She nods in thanks and says, we can, of course, send some holder with you. Captain Halfred would never leave it down. Let me live it down if I sent others completely in our stead. But I think by working together, hopefully we can prevent any further attacks or subterfuge. And thank you also for not letting anything ruin this day to honor our fallen sister.
I understand and respect ceremonies for the fallen. I've participated in way too many in my time.
She nods very solemnly. And she raises a glass, and everybody at the table automatically starts raising. And she's like, let us give a toast to the fallen. And we will honor their sacrifices with the deeds that we do every day.
Alaric gives a hearty cheer and then under his breath starts listing 100 names.
Nice. All right. I think that is going to do it for this episode of Empire of the Ghouls. We'll have you guys going towards the Standing Stones location next time. Thank you to Christopher, Corey, Dory, John, and Stan for playing. Thank you to all of the amazing patrons for making these sessions happen. Shout out to Platinum patrons Joe, Will, Thomas, Stan, Brandon, Zennersider, David Eclectic, Roleplay Roll, Christopher, Brian, Corey, Koa1337, Big Nut, John, Scott, Gene, Eric, Tyler, Nathan, Camp Crystal Lake Counselor, Big Shep, Andrew, Daryl, The Reldrun, Matt, Captain Woody 79, Jaren, and Matthew. And gold patrons RPG, Papercrafts, Pretty Boy, and Yuma, Lizard Lounge, Sam, Lumpy Spuds, Jerome, Nathan, Fast Like a Tortoise, Scott, Rufus, Karen, William, Jerry, and Thomas. Thank you all very much for your support, and we will see you next time.